practice time. You see, like, it's a meme in the community that other people know about. Like, oh, I'm doing this. Noel's probably practicing right now.
Remy changing up his Hattori skin, but still sticking with that Hattori. Addymestic is back on the Val, just wants to be playing that Gauntlets. He's more comfortable with his Val, but he does have that pocket Hattori if it gets to that Game 3 crunch time. Spear, Sair ends up swapping back to the sword for the kill option. Downlight recovery, not enough. Side sig, gravity canceled from Remy is going to give him the first stock. Does not quite have the health lead, can't quite make as bold of a statement with that 3-stock potential.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see a 3-stock from this game, but Remy's far from kill percent at this point. Nice nair coming out from Addy. He's not able to follow it up. Oh, there's another nair that he's unable to follow up. The side signature is going to kill. It was all the way on the left side of the stage, pretty much evening it up. That has been the story from so many different players today, is that immediate quick turnaround.
I mean, that's just how close they have been in these early stocks. Aside from Noel, most players have been trading back and forth relatively evenly, and then once one stock's taken, the other one immediately comes back, hits that one critical kill move, and gets even into the second stocks. Nairs. Oh, Addy. He's starting to hit those side sigs more consistently, which is giving him so much kill potential.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Remi!
Addy!
And you see him putting his head in his hands immediately, basically doing a not like this from Twitch. And just knowing that he made a critical misstep there. Remi seizing the opportunity.
He hit that weapon toss.
That weapon toss. That was all he needed.
Okay, staying in. Side sigs are hitting for Addy. And this has been a big thing for Val players in general, but really with Addy right now, is that if he's not hitting that double ground pound, if he's not hitting those side sigs, he doesn't have a lot of kill potential. You don't see the downlight into the chase dodge recoveries come out from him. We didn't see the downlight into the side light recovery come out from Addy. It's really side sig and ground pounds are his kill options.
And that could be because we're kind of seeing a lack of gauntlet players now. Like Stevenator is left and right whether or not he actually is a gauntlet player. Addy's one of the few left. Gauntlets are kind of falling out of favor. I know Remy doesn't think they're that strong anymore. Steve doesn't think they're that strong anymore. And it comes down to like favorable matchups. They just don't have that many favorable matchups compared to the myriad of other weapons like sword, like spear, like scythe in the game. And so that lack of just number of gauntlet players gives us a lack of variation in the way the kit is being utilized.
Oh, that'll do it. Remy taking the first game with that neutral sig, going right into game 2. Addy trying to stay hydrated. Gonna take a little sip of that purified water, unchlorinated.
I don't think any of them are really chlorinated. You chlorinate your pool. Are you thinking about fluoride?
Do they not use chloride in tap water?
3, 2, 1.
There might be like trace amounts, but I think you're thinking about fluoride. Chlorine is like what you put into your pool, so it stays clean.
Not if you have a salt pool.
Oh, okay, but I'm saying you put chlorine in your pool if you want it to be clean.
More
so
like
you're not supposed to drink that.
Boring. Am I right, chat?
No, you're not. Check, please.
Remy versus Addy, game 2. Addy gonna be swapping over to the sword, just not feeling his gauntlet play. But Remy has been so good in these sword mirror matches. Addy's going to have a lot of trouble. Side sig, helping him out a little bit. Just going to send him to the other side of the map. Side sig, other side of the map. Do it again. Just drag him left and right. That's fine. He was going for it.
Addy playing very, very paced. Remy's going to end up getting the turnaround downlight into the recovery, taking another very, very early stock. And this one was just by outplaying Addy in the neutral game. There wasn't really any edge guard situations. There wasn't any mind gimps or anything like that.
Oh, the doubles.
Oh, no. Is he going to take this stock too?
Okay. That was close, though. Remy, he got the weapon toss dare, weapon toss. Couldn't quite get that pickup for another dare, so instead he was going for the unarmed play. But immediately back on stage, the sword side sig sends Addy off stage. Down airs, going for the side sig chase, but Addy is still running away. Gets back up. Ooh, interrupts the ground pound with that neutral light right out of recovery from the side sig.
Oh, I don't know exactly which direction he was queuing up that side signature.
It was to the right.
It was to the right, yeah, so it wouldn't have hit. The old Val side sig would have hit because it picked up behind, but Remy was behind him in that and was able to hit that side signature immediately to the right. So the placement wasn't there for that side signature coming from Addymestic. He is able to turn it around, ends up getting the kill. We're seeing some real damage. The Nair, the turnaround side light.
Almost finished it with the side sig, but a lot of damage has been done, and that's the biggest play we've seen from Addy's Gauntlets in a very long time, was getting those Nair recoveries underneath Remy. Good play from Addy. I'm surprised it took him so long to bring that out.
We haven't seen that all day from him. We didn't see that yesterday in 2v2s either, so I think that's just in the moment. He was able to improvise properly and hit it. He felt it in that single moment because the rest of the time he hasn't been getting those gigantic strings. It's been like a couple nairs here and there, things like that. But he hasn't really been able to get any momentum. And if Remy keeps hitting those side signatures like we saw him doing earlier, Addy's in kill percent at this point. We could see a JV2. That neutral light's going to make those JV2 dreams go away for Remy. He still has a serious lead down air into the neutral light.
He's starting to find some more consistency in his follow-ups with the gauntlets. I'm kind of surprised. Again, it's taken Addy a little while to get his gauntlets back up to scuff. The side sig from Remy is going to finish it off. Addy is one game away from getting knocked out of the tournament, and the EU dream will be knocked out with them. Remy will be going into the grand finals against Noel if he can finish out this set, just win this next game.
Now, we talk about stone cold looking players when we were talking about Noel. Look at the expression on Remy's face right now. He looks so wise. He looks older than his years. He looks wise. He looks like he could look into my soul and tell me my future and just deep things about myself that I've buried inside.
He's just looking at the code right now. Like, he's seeing through the graphics, through the UI, down deep into the code of the game.
There is no spoon.
Yeah.
He is the one. He can
the
see the code.
He is the Neo of this. Did you know Will Smith was originally supposed to be slated to play Neo?
Man, that would have been really terrible.
That would have been a very different movie,
That would
wouldn't
have
it?
been so terrible.
I forgot what he ended up doing a different movie, and I can't remember what it was.
Wild Wild Smith?
I
mean,
hope
Wild Wild
it
West?
was Wild Wild West. I hope it was Wild Wild West. It might have been MIB. I don't remember, but that's just one of those fun little trivia things that gets brought around.
If you would have flipped those to where Keanu Reeves was in Men in
Black
and Will Smith was in The Matrix, that would have been insane.
The 90s would have been a very different time.
Addy switched to Wushang though. That was
that's a thing.
That was kind of the character that he used to play. Nobody played Core when Gauntlets initially came out. Addy was the only person playing Gauntlets after kind of Gauntlet fever passed, and nobody was really playing Wushang. Like Crocky did for a little while, but it wasn't for any lasting period of time. Yeah,
really.
it was for the spear and the signatures, really. But Addy stuck with Wushang for a really, really long time until Val came out, and even then, after Val's release,
it took him a little bit to get under the Val train. But we did see more Gauntlet players come out with the Val, like Stevenator. We saw Starlight kind of get on that Val train. He won? Remy, the down signature. That was such a strong option, and Addy with the iframe speed dodges through, turns around neutralites inside of the cloud, and won. Really interesting interaction from Addy.
I would love to see how the hitbox and hurtboxes actually looked inside of that smoke cloud. I'm actually super bummed we won't ever really get to see that.
It's a priority from recovery. Addy needed that second ground pound to finish off. I do also want to see that, the hitboxing on that. Second attempt. There's the ground pound. Weapon toss. Another one. Remy gets past.
He actually goes for the recovery there instead of the nair. The weapon toss doesn't end up hitting Remy. Remy's trying to turn it around with the dare. He's staying in the push-off call for some serious time. Addy was looking for the gravity cancel D-light into the ground pound. He's put so much damage onto Remy. Remy's also put a lot of damage onto Addy, but it's only on his first stock.
Oh, the clash comes out. Addy's going to get the stock. Addy's got a real chance of not getting knocked out right now. He's got the spear in hand. Remy doesn't follow up off the downlight. Addymestic is going to hold on to the stock for a little while longer and start to widen this gap. Sidelight goes for a recovery follow-up. Remy immediately out of hit stun went for that ground pound.
And it looks like, is he going to, okay, he's sticking with the spear. He wants to try and space Addy out. He's probably going to look for the sidelight into weight into sidelight. neutral light coming out from Addy into the neutral signature. Remy's going to end up going down over onto the wall. It's going to completely miss him. There's the weapon toss.
Good spot dodge through the nair. The down sig from Addy. Weapon toss.
The floating weapon toss. This could be the stock. He ends up going with a nair instead of a dare.
Sends Remy back up, but damage is done. Remy is in trouble. Side sig.
That's it.
And Remy goes down. It is 2-1. Addy still has to win 2 more games in a row. Otherwise, he's knocked out.
Addy saving his tournament life, staying alive. He's now 1-2 against Remy in this best of 5. This is losers finals. Our top 3 in no specific order will be Noel, Remy, and Addymestic. This set will determine who goes back to winners finals to face Noel.
And who will be going home with that bronze, that 3rd place finish. Remy changing up the skins. That was the problem. We talked about it earlier. Boomy, he had to change up the skins. Remy going to have to do something similar. Change up the skins. Sticking with the Satori against Addymestic. But he won't have the sword mirror match, which is one of the things that Remy was very effective with. And I also want to say Addy's gauntlets have been so much better in these last couple games. He's just been able really finding the gauntlet play.
So much pressure that he's been able to put out. He's been able to find the down air into the neutral light after the fast fall. Like, that's vintage gauntlets. He's been able to really kind of bring back a little bit of old school gauntlet style. He's been able to inject some life into those strings that he just wasn't really finding earlier.
We are seeing him swap to the spear for the kill potential. Side airs Remy, disarms Remy as well. Couldn't quite get the side sig. There's the hit, and Remy's going to go down. Addy, he's looking so much stronger on this Wushang.
And it's not even like just a signature kit. I don't think it's any really stats that are giving him anything better. It's not like the increased dexterity is doing that much for him. It's not like he's going to have increased force with this, but it's not like he's necessarily killing that much earlier. He's just more effective in general. He's just doing more damage more consistently with both weapons as well.
Right, he is technically killing faster, but it's predominantly because he's hitting his follow-ups. He's hitting his strings. It has nothing to do with the force or hitting equal force moves in the same spot.
Yeah, it's not like he's hitting a side sig here and it didn't kill on Val, but it is killing on the Wushang.
Well, we do see Remy has managed to even it up quite a bit. Addy no longer having the lead that he had early on. I'm surprised he didn't punish that neutral light. That would have been a prime opportunity to go for that down light into the side light follow-up, but instead he's going to go for that nair into the ground, into the recovery.
I think he's picking his spots now. He knows that the strings are there, and I think he's just being a little bit more careful in picking his spots because we saw him get a big lead earlier, but he's now dead even with Remy.
Remy trying to cover this weapon, knows that if Addy picks it up, it's going to be that spear, and he's going to go for those side sigs for the kill option. Air pickup, there's the spear, goes for the recovery, but Remy able to interrupt with that weapon toss. Side sig, and again, Addy sends him off. Not quite enough damage on Remy to finish, but Addy a little indecisive there. Couldn't decide if he wanted to go for the gauntlet play, and Remy's going to punish with the downlight gravity cancel neutral signature.
Remy was right there with the timing. I bet that was a single-digit number of frames after the active frames of that signature coming out from Addymestic. He was so picture perfect with the fast fall into the punish.
Can Addy get the stock? The recovery is not enough. Dodges into the neutral light, and Remy's continuing it. Addy, there's the dodge out, but Remy continuing it again. The unarmed play working out for him. The sword play is going to get him killed, but Addy took so much damage there. Remy even looked to the crowd to be like, yeah, I just did that.
And think about that. In that time, Addy was able to punish the down signature on the sword. We've seen so many players. People are getting better at it now. It's been over the past few months that people have started getting better at punishing that. That's the weapon toss. He misses the second one, but the dodge is down. The unarmed recovery. Oh my gosh, Remy!
Gravity cancels the down sig, falls just enough to catch Addy on the jump. Addy was not expecting that down sig. Remy had not done that, I want to say, in a tournament. Like, I have not seen Remy do that. It's predominantly been gravity cancel side sig. If he does a gravity cancel signature, it's been that side sig. ERAM's got to give respect to his boy. He knows that Remy did win it out. Remy is going to be going into the winners finals. Addy is going to be going home with that 3rd place. The EU dream has now ended. They will.
It's sad. I was really rooting. Normally, I'm from North America. I'm from the good old USA, so I always root for North America. But I was actually really rooting for the EU boys, not only in twos, but in singles as well. I was really hoping Cake was actually going to go the distance here. Because I've built a little bit of a relationship now with Cake, now that we've played PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds a little bit more together. I was really hoping Cake was going to go the distance, but I'm also really, really proud of Remi that after he won the online tournaments, that his momentum is continuing. He's not in a sophomore slump. He is now in grand finals. Him and Noel have just been trading sets back and forth between these two, and I'm glad to see that kind of long journey is possibly going to come to a close here as we see them in grand finals. Who is going to win on this stage in LAN? Like, this is the deciding factor.
This is, I mean, this could very possibly be the preface for BCX.
Absolutely.
There's a very strong possibility that this could be the setup for what is going to happen in the grand finals of BCX. The winner of this will have so much momentum going into that it's going to be monumental. Last year, before BCX, there was some contention. There was some question on whether or not, you know, Dobrain or Daiku was going to be able to hold their own against the NA favorite LDZ, right? And then we saw Multimum come out of nowhere, start blowing up the EU scene, start winning it out, but no one really knew what would happen. Then at BCX, Multimum ended up getting second place behind LDZ. This year, Multimum's out, hasn't been playing. LDZ hasn't really been doing much either. It's